Hello my gold trading friends, Omar here with your weekly analysis as well as a recap from last week. The reason I am most excited is because we had our big breakout and it resulted in a huge move and hundreds of pips depending on how many trades you took during this breakout. I think the most I saw was 600 pips by one of our members. So that was an incredibly big move. But that being said, we saw it coming. It happened right before our eyes, almost in the way that we had envisioned, and it continued. We have here a 4-hour chart to identify it kind of on the bigger time frame. It came right down during the day to the next fib level, which we had plotted. The total move I think was somewhere around 300 pips for the day from breaking out. It was about 230, 240 pips. Quite the extraordinary move, but again, not altogether unusual on gold. Switching down to a 1-hour chart, you can see that our breakout occurred. We did get a little bit of volatility afterwards, but there were plenty of opportunities to add to the position. Our initial move was there. We had another opportunity. I added a trade there. There was a slight breakout of 1282.5, which was another area we were interested in. Finally, there was another good opportunity here later on in the US session. And finally, our take profits were hit. So all in all, a beautiful move. If you didn't catch it, don't worry. It's not the last one we're going to see. So now let's go ahead and discuss what we have on deck for this week. As you can see, let me just zoom in a bit here. You can see that last week's weekly candle was definitely a bearish move, no doubt. And we finally broke out of the triangle that had been established for a while. We are, at the moment, still looks like headed lower. And as we go down to the 1-hour chart, you can see I've identified a bit of a trend area, and this will be the trading channel until it's broken, and therefore we'll be looking for a long trade. We'll look for a breakout above 1253 to break both the channel and the horizontal support and resistance. As we head lower, which certainly this week is already off to a pretty bearish start, currently sitting at the low of last week. If we have a breakout below the channel, obviously that will produce a trade. We have to be very careful around 1227.25, because that's the 78.6 fib of the bigger move up that we saw on the weekly chart. The only issue that we have is that we don't have a whole lot of intermediary support and resistance lines. Actually, this is pretty clear space since it hasn't been hit very much. So we kind of have to play it by ear, and trading on the first day of the week might not be the best way to go. We may want to establish tomorrow's Asian session range and then look for a breakout of that, and then just play it based off of the lines we already have. So if you're looking for a place to take a trade, just try to work from a range-bound area and look for the break of that area. And on that note, hopefully we have another big week ahead of us. We would anticipate that we should be continuing on down, at least to that fib level, maybe before reversing, although we can't predict that. So one other approach we may want to employ is, since we had a very big weekly candle last week, we can always fib the weekly candle and look for pullback areas on that as well. So if you are struggling to find good places for support and resistance, we can always fib that candle. I'm going to go ahead and leave the lines I have up, and we'll see how this week develops. For those of you who haven't taken part in the forum yet, I strongly recommend it. There's lots of good people there and lots of good information. So on that note, I wish you guys the very best. Let's hope we get some good weekly activity, and we'll take it from there. Have a great week.